And then if anybody is counting, exactly 15 days until the 2026 FIFA World Cup kicks off. So, the head coach of the U.S. men's national team, his name is Mauricio Pochettino. He has taken quite a bit of heat today after it came out that players who didn't actually make the team, well, they were told via email. Okay, so we want to contrast this with Canada's head coach. That's Jesse Marsh you're looking at. Now, he said he either spoke with or left voice messages for all of the 27 players who did not make Team Canada because he says that was the least he could do for people who were dedicated to Team Canada. Okay?
Yeah.
All right. I feel like this is a bit of a cultural friction. You see Argentinian, who is Pochettino, and you have the Canadian. What method do we think is best, Carley?
Okay, I feel bad bringing it up now because I feel like it's going to turn the audience on me pretty quickly. But I do appreciate an email. I come from, like, you know, acting, comedy, writing, all these things where you get rejected so much. And I do like an email because then I can cry at home, and then I can be like, thank you so much. And I can kind of manage my reaction. Me and my partner, when he's an actor as well, we quote Mad Men. There's a Mad Men quote where Don Draper goes, "That's what the money is for." Where if you get rejected, it sucks, it hurts your feelings. But if you're a professional soccer or football player, you get lots of money. So if you get rejected on email, that sucks, but that's what the money is for. Cry into your money. Yeah, I know.
Cry into your money.
You hate me.
Okay, cry into your money.
Well, I'm gonna be here the whole show, so.
Oh, when you back? We like a strong position. Yes. We like a position. We do.
Okay, so I'm sorry. The audience is gonna be with me on this one, Carley.
It's okay.
I think it depends. I think if you've just applied for a job and you sent in your email with your resume and you didn't even get an interview, you don't deserve a one-on-one conversation or a phone call. But I think it's different when you're talking about someone's career, and it depends on how far along they made it to the process. So if I made it to the final process and you went with somebody else, and this is my career, we are going to run into each other again. I think it shows great leadership skills for you to have a conversation with the person who didn't get chosen and defend your decision. If you cannot defend your decision, well, then you're leaving that person to fill in the blanks. It's like, oh, maybe he doesn't just like me, or maybe it's a woman thing, it's a man thing, it's a black thing, it's a white thing. So I think that's what you do for people when you care about their career. I remember years ago, I tried out for the Raptors dance pack and I made it to the final round, right?
Okay.
Where I danced. Wait, you're forgetting the part I didn't make the team. But here's now, my first instinct when they cut me in the final was to run out of the room. And then my girlfriend was like, no, I need to find out why they didn't choose me. And I go, you want to hear that? She goes, yeah, this is my career. I want to know. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to stay. And we spoke to the choreographer. And that was the best advice I was ever given from my girlfriend, to stay and listen. To improve, to ask the questions. Sure. What didn't I do well? What can I improve on? Because I really cared about my career and I wanted that feedback. So I think it's important to give people that phone call or the voicemail message. It's just respectful.
Jess?
Yeah. Well, I agree, Andrea. I think the phone call is the professional thing to do. It's so courteous, it's so classy. But I would prefer the email. I would prefer the email.
Okay, why?
First of all, I think it's my personality. Because on a phone call where someone had to tell me I didn't get something or deliver bad news, my instinct is always to make that person feel better, to make a joke, to like, don't worry, it's not so funny. And that would make me disgusted with myself after. Whereas with an email, they can tell me everything they want, and I can be disgusted with myself on my own time.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
So it's the fear of what's going to be said.
It's the fear, and then of me trying to placate them, when in essence, they're the one delivering the bad news and should be trying to, placate me, but I would jump up and...
I get it.
Yeah.
I want to go back to this guy, Mauricio Pochettino, which we love his last name because it means like a little bit.
A little bit.
Anyway, that has nothing to do with what I'm going to say. It has nothing to
But
do
it's
with what I'm
important.
going to
It's
say. Sorry.
important nonetheless.
Sidetrack. Back on track, Melissa. Here we go. The reason why I think I'm going to give him a bit of a pass, as we heard in his defense, there is a cultural component to him. He's Argentinian. He's a former player. But he has also managed the biggest teams in Europe. Tottenham Hotspur. He's managed, I believe, Paris Saint-Germain. I think Chelsea, Southampton. He has coached Lionel Messi. He has coached Mbappe. This guy is big time. Do you think, you know what he needs to be focusing on? The team and getting the team ready for the World Cup.
Not about the people who didn't make the
Not about
team.
the people who didn't make the team.
Yes.
And here's the thing. There's no crying in baseball. Well, there's no crying in soccer.
Oh, no. Wait.
No crying in soccer.
Wait. Clearly you don't watch soccer because there's a most amount of crying in soccer. Nobody falls out.
That's not what I mean.
Like the soccer players. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. What you're saying, I'm sorry. We're talking about two different things. What you're saying is called acting.
But they cry,
Not
baby.
crying, acting. Hey, we want to remind you, you can catch all 104 FIFA World Cup 2026 matches on TSN and RDS. We've got coverage also available right here on CTV. And if you'd like to stream it, you can do so on Crave. It's going to be exciting!
Little turn. We want to know, is hating things together the fastest way to bond? Because Vice is reporting that research shows mutual intolerance generates a stronger sense of connection and trust than bonding over maybe shared interests. So do you guys see this to be true? What do you think?
What do you guys think, yeah? Okay, so at first, I kind of recoiled because the idea of bonding over negativity, it goes against my personality. I'm like, no, I don't want to do that. I want to bond over positivity. But then I remember, there was this guy that I dated. On paper, he was all the things. He was over 6 feet tall. He was a lawyer. He was good looking. He had a decent hairline, but he was whatever. But we were in the talking phases and things were okay, right? And then one day we met up for drinks and he asked me, so how was your day? And I decided, you know, I'm gonna let him know actually what's going on in my world. And I had an issue with a coworker. So I started telling him the story. And as I'm telling the story, he's agreeing with me. He's like, actually, you're right, that she shouldn't have done that. I go, wait, it gets worse. So I keep telling the story and he keeps agreeing with me. And I don't know what happened to my loins, but I was seeing stars and birds. Because I was like, all of a sudden, because he got me and he was agreeing with me with my anger. And I was like, you know what? There was something about you I knew I liked. So in that moment, I loved it. But typically, I don't want to bond with people with negativity, unless it's my negativity.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the catch, right?
Yeah, I think sometimes bonding over negativity is actually you saying, like, I'm human and you're human too. Let's be vulnerable and bond. I am a hater, though. Like, I'm negative.
Carley,
I know, guys. I know. I'm really, really negative. I love bonding with people over negativity. I have a thing with my friends called ethical gossip or ethical kind of trash talk.
What's
nice.
Break it down.
It's you have to give people the benefit of the doubt. So you're talking about your coworker and you're saying, she shouldn't have done that, but I know that her dad was absent. So I think that in some ways that's affecting it. And that's, you give them the benefit of the doubt, or you say, you know, I'm bringing my own baggage to this. You know, I'm feeling this way because I told myself this story from when I was a kid.
You know what? This is good therapy.
Yeah, so you can still be negative, but, you know, be real about the
You
situation.
bring virtuous in a sense,
Yes.
too. Like, I understand where they're coming from.
Exactly.
Raised in the forest, so you wouldn't know better.
Not everybody has all the tools I was given to be amazing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
What about you, Mel?
I mean, I really, really dislike that. I get maybe the instinct to do this, but I think if that's, you know, they say that this is the fastest way to make a friendship, but is faster better if you're looking for a long-term real friendship? I think this is a classic case of, you know, a friendship built on a house of cards, because if you're bonding over something negative, all I have to do is this. As soon as the thing that you're bonding over goes away, what's the actual foundation of your friendship?
But I find in my experience has always been the things that you, like the shared things that you love when you meet someone. Haven't you ever had that? Especially if it's something that you love, it's kind of, you know, weird or not very popular, and then you're like, oh my God, you like Monty Don the gardener too? Oh my God, are we best friends? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's love.
Is that a real person or
It's a real person.
Okay, there it is.
Okay.
So let's dive into this juicy topic that is dominating my timeline. Okay, so picture this. You're about to come face to face with the friend who betrayed you, the one who had a secret romance with your ex behind your back. Get this, on national TV. I know, I'm talking about the scandalous Summer House showdown. Now, we've all been waiting for this. For the first time since confirming their relationship, Amanda and Wes face questions from their friends and exes during part 1 of the reunion. Okay, so question, right? What is your reaction to all of this? Carly, dive in, girl.
Oh my gosh! I think that this episode of TV should win an Oscar. I know it's not a movie, but it should be. Who cares? It's my Thunderdome. Here's what I'll say. Amanda and Wes go on TV and are like, we're here to take accountability. Girl, I'd love to see it. I would love to see it. They sit there, roll their eyes the whole time, and like try and basically take away from the pain they've caused Sierra. And everybody's digging into Amanda. And Wes, flop, is sitting there letting her take it the whole time. They're screaming at her and yelling at her.
And he doesn't do anything.
He doesn't say anything.
He doesn't do anything.
Yes. And it's like, you're gonna ruin your life, your reputation, your friendship for this man. This man, I would have a conniption. I would have a conniption.
Can I ask a question? I admittedly do not watch Summer House.
That's probably
However, this is where we realize, like, reality is trash because it reflects all of our lives. It's basically that. But a question I have, because Wes, who was married to Sierra, they were dating. They were dating, but they were together for a long time. Is that right? They were dating for a long time. So he cheated on her with the girl Amanda, who was sitting next to him on the couch. Is that correct?
That is correct.
So now, my question is, he's equally guilty. Now, I know that there's girl code and the two were best friends.
Talk about it.
But I just want to talk about why is it that it's just woman on woman crime? He was there. It takes two to tango. So why is he not getting it harder?
Let's talk about it.
Why is he not getting it harder?
Okay, first of all, we had both Wes and Kyle on our show. I interviewed them. It's on a digital. Okay, so here's what I totally agree with you, because there was betrayal on both ends. Of course, there is Amanda and Sierra, but also, Wes, you slept with your friend's wife. And it's interesting how
in a separate case?
In the same case, this is all messy and intermingled.
Who's not Amanda?
Amanda is the wife.
It's cheating. It's two-side cheating.
Kyle is the husband.
Okay, wait. Amanda was married to somebody.
Amanda is still legally married to her husband, Kyle, and she had an affair with his friend, West. Who
West
was
is a journey.
Yes. But interestingly enough, no one is talking about the bro code that was broken. No one is really making a big fuss about these two men who were very close friends. And now when you watch the show, you see West, the boyfriend, kissing Amanda, the wife, and you're like, oh, that's, you know what, now I'm looking at it differently.
Oh,
your friend,
you go back.
That's what everybody's, they're all going back. But you know why I love these shows? I love these shows for two reasons. First of all, if you're a producer, I love these shows. If you're a producer of these types of shows, everybody gets a raise because this is the best season of this show. It's been on for 10 seasons. But also, I think it gives us all a chance to sit back and watch people make mistakes and for us to figure out bro code, girl code, how you really, accountability. How many of us have been in a really messed up situation with our friends or lovers and it never really gets rectified with the entire group? People just go away, or it's just an angry email, maybe one little fight, and it's never any real accountability. These reunions, everybody has to sit there and they have to accept their accountability. And answer for what you did. And I think that is why we're all so drawn to it. Why we're so passionate, because it's like we all are thinking, if I were in Sierra's shoes, what would I say? I think people are like, I think Sierra could have gone even harder. And then you see the comment section, and I think there are a lot of Amandas out there who are like, I didn't think it was a big deal, but now you get to watch. It's like, it is a big deal when you sleep with your friend's ex. It really does break up the whole. It doesn't just affect your friendship. It breaks up the whole friendship group.
Listen, everyone is a mess. Everyone's on a mess on this show, but I'm going to say something. Stop just the woman on woman hating. Yes, there's girl code. Make the men accountable. The bar should be just as high.
They're not doing it. They're not doing it.
Sierra, just hear me out. Sierra, she plays this well because you remember Scandival, like when Ariana and Tom's Sandoval broke up. This was she was on Vanderpump Rules. Well, Ariana really took things by the reins, and she got so many brand partnership deals, and she did so well. She got it exactly. And I just Googled Tom before the show, and the first autofill was, where is he?
And just to answer that, that's exactly what's happening to Sierra. Sierra's getting a million jobs, including she's going to be the host of the after show on Love Island USA.
She's fine.
She's gonna be okay.
She's fine. Andy Cohen's fine. We're all fine. Up next, you've heard of being nonchalant, right? But what about being chalant? According to Vice, when it comes to dating, more people are seeking out chalant partners. You know, partners that show their desire and their interest rather than ignoring you and appearing unbothered. So is shameless chalants Appealing or a turnoff?
I would just like to say, I would like to say what is old is new again. And back in my day, which was a very long time ago dating, there were no such thing as dating apps. There were no such thing as dating websites. There was a thing that even predates my dating era, and that was a thing called courting. And that is a very old-timey word.
Middle Ages?
Okay, yes, I am from the Middle Ages. I am a fan of the courting. I'm a fan. I am chalant, and I expect chalants. Is that, I don't know, am I using it? So, for me, guys, I'm a Cancerian. This is your favorite. I'm a Cancerian. I love love, I love hard, and I expect people to love hard back, hard on my sleeve. When I started dating Ryan, there was no games. It was like, I am so into you. And he's like, I am so into you. And
Beautiful.
guess what? 18 years married. So I am a fan of no games. You like me? Show it. If I like you, show it. Because I actually think it's a sign of weakness when someone is nonchalant. Because I think you're trying to protect your heart. You don't want to be vulnerable. You don't want to seem like you care too much. Because you're like, oh, I have somebody else on the dating app. You know what? They're probably a loser.
Isn't being
They're
nonchalant,
probably a loser.
Isn't nonchalant being like sort of a rite of passage? That's like the guys that I was,
Really?
yeah, like when you're a teenager
No
or in your
way.
20s, you're always looking for the guy who's
I
like.
was writing
and you're-
letters and making mixtapes.
Oh my God, but the guys, for me, it was
Boys
like.
were more chalant when they were younger.
More chalant?
Yeah.
I don't agree. In high school, it's like, oh my God, did you see the way he looked at me? It's like, did he even look at you? It's like, oh my God. And you're like, you're gonna figure them out. Like, only you have the key to unlock that brooding. And then when you become an adult, you're like, yeah, Chalant's city.
Yeah.
Chalant all the way.
Well, you're of a different generation, Carly, so I
Yes,
want to hear
yes.
from you about this chalant, nonchalant situation.
I'm of two minds. I've been in a relationship for almost 8 years, so I'm not in the modern dating. Yeah, I'm basically married. But when we got together, it was a bit different than how it is now, where I have a lot of friends that are on dating apps and they're dating casually, and it doesn't really click for me because I would rather be single than dating someone with none of the emotional support. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I would just rather, I like being alone. What I will say is very, very early on in a relationship, let's say the first month and then it's done, I don't want too much chalance because then I feel like it's unearned and artificial. I think sometimes
bombing.
people, yes, love
Really?
bombing, they come on too hard, too fast, and it feels like you love the idea of me. You haven't actually gotten to know me.
Ooh, that's deep.
But wait, how about the idea
That's
that
good.
how about the idea that he's trying to woo you to let you know that
Yes.
you are special
I
and
think
not like
that's
all the
fine.
other girls,
I
and
think
that's why he's
fine.
chalanting
Yes,
the heck
I
out
like
of you.
that. I like being like, I'm interested, let's date these things.
But there's a balance.
But there's a balance between being like, I'm in love with you, let's go to Paris, blah, blah,
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
what I mean?
Love
you
bombing.
know what?
Love
Take me to
bombing.
Paris.
Yes, baby, take me to Paris.
You're like, I'll take it.
Chalant me all the way to Paris, France,
fine.
baby. I'm fine with it.
So is the woman's handbag a thing of the past? Because not according to this audience, but according to the New York Times, demand is down. And these days, not carrying a bag is seen for some as a power move because some people say the more important you are, the more likely it is that, well, you have other people to deal with your stuff. I don't know who they're talking about, but the era of the handbag, what role does it play in your life today? Jess, are you team handbag or not?
I'm not on team handbag, guys. I'm so sorry.
That's great.
I can't
No, it's great. How do you do it?
I
How
can't
do you do
remember
it?
the last time I used one. I do the crossbody. So because I
Okay.
need
Hands-free.
both my hands
Yeah.
at all the time.
Why do you need both your hands?
to do stuff like
Okay, I just
press
asking.
buttons and shout at
Do
people?
you need your two hands? Be
Yeah.
honest. Do you need your two hands so you can use your phone?
No, I cannot walk and
Okay,
use my
okay,
phone.
okay.
That's like a huge
Fair.
thing. And I have a knapsack. Then the knapsack has been like, and the knapsack has been prescribed by my doctor. I kid you
Yes.
not.
I'm the
because I
same.
started
I'm the
using
same,
a messenger
actually.
bag and got
Are you-
massive
Wait,
handbags?
so
Are
wait,
you
wait,
using
wait.
handbags?
Well, let's just change the name of the bag. So you have two bags. You're just not calling them handbags. You got a knapsack
Yeah.
and you got a crossbody, so you do need
So
a
in
bag.
this one, it's just the cards and your keys.
But you
cards
need a
and
bag.
keys and phone.
But you need a bag.
yeah, but we're talking about handbag.
I
Yeah,
think
but a
there's
bag is a
difference.
bag.
No, I think there's
No,
a difference.
handbag
No,
is-
not me.
I
I
got
think
your
that
messenger.
sales of backpacks have gone through the roof, and
Yeah.
fanny packs have gone through the roof. I do think a phone plays some role in it, but a handbag is very specific because you have to hold it in your
There's
hand.
so much in here.
Is that right? Are you team handbag?
I mean, I'm not team handbag.
Okay, sure.
I have a backpack because I used to have a crossbody that I would put like my laptop and 7 books and a binder in, and then my doctor was like, you need to wear a backpack, which is amazing news to get at 26. That's awesome to hear. I just carry a lot of stuff. I'm a pack rat. I love having like 17 different lotions and a million different things for every single. I'm like a Boy Scout, so I would need some bag of some kind.
Yeah.
And I also think if I had more money, I would have more handbags because I like expensive things.
So it's like you like that expensive
honesty.
handbag.
If I had
You
money
want
to
designer.
get like a Dior handbag, like
You're gonna be-
twist my arm.
But
Oh
Can
no!
I tell you
wear
something?
this.
That Dior handbag can't carry anything, honey. I'm just gonna tell you
I
that
know.
right now. So don't waste your
But
money.
my
But it's funny.
assistant,
All the women in the front with their handbags started holding up their handbags. All the ladies in the front. Here's the deal. Every time I leave the house, I think, you know what? I really don't want to carry a bag. But then the reality of my life hits me. First of all, my keys are really heavy, so I need they don't fit in any pocket. Then I have not one, but I have 2 phones, right? And then, like you said, I don't want to be ashy, so I got a hand cream in there and a lip balm or a lip. And then you don't know what the temperature is going to be like. So now we need the fan. And I'm also aware of myself. I get hangry, so I always have some kind of snack. You gotta. Hell yeah!
Yes.
I gotta throw a fruit in there. You don't know. If not, you end up buying some garbage, and then you want to eat healthy. You gotta carry your food. So as much as I don't want to carry the bag, whether you call it a handbag, a knapsack, a crossbody, baby, you need a bag.
Yeah.
And the last time I didn't need a bag, I realized the last time I didn't need a bag, you know why I didn't need a bag? Because my mother was carrying everything.
That's where
So
I want to
I
go
need
with
the bag.
this because I got to say, if you are a mom watching, if you don't have a bag, where is everyone putting their stuff?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
are, as I, affectionately have been trying to say to my husband, I need to offload some of this stuff. The second that Marquesa was out of diapers and I didn't have to carry around her food and an extra thing of clothes, which, speaking of that, you had to carry around this tote for the kids' stuff. I don't consider that a handbag, but the second I could be hands-free, I was. And then I delegated that to my husband, and now he is known. He is now known as the family donkey, and he takes
like
it
this.
affectionately. He takes it affectionately because he says, "You carried the baby, you carried the stuff. Let me take that stuff for you, honey." So my handbag is called my husband. My husband. Carley, we love having you. Your youthful approach to everything
you.
here on the show. Welcome back, and thank you so much.
Thank you so much for being here.